welcome back to Return Trajectory. When we last left off, Jeb was just leaving Minmus. Here we are, leaving it behind, headed back towards Kerbin with all of our science in tow. Now we've got a periapsis of about 18 kilometers. It's a little bit steep, but it should be alright for heat shields to withstand. Periapsis is now showing at about 17.8 kilometers, and we're coming in back towards Kerbin. It's very important that we get all this science intact. Gotta make it home safe. Cue dramatic music. Checking the temperature scans on the way down. Re-entry heat has begun. We've got overheat on that engine, so let's decouple. There go the panels, and we've got some explosions going on. That bottom section wasn't designed to withstand heat of this magnitude. And they promptly explode. We're not using SAS, we're just going to let the natural aerodynamics guide the pod in. Thermometers are looking good. We've got upper atmosphere readings. That heat shield is starting to cool down and not use up quite so much. 400 degrees, got about 160 units left. We've gone ahead and ejected it. We don't have to worry about any more re-entry heat. We're on a ballistic trajectory on the way in. Getting a temperature reading above the Highlands. And a crew report above the Highlands. We're going to go ahead and transmit that. That pretty much eats up the rest of our electricity. We've only got about 20 units left, and that's going to be used for life support. Which is about, 45 minutes of life support left. Chute is set to deploy now at 5 units of atmospheric pressure, or 0.5 units. And the full deployment altitude at about 50 meters. Jeb looks like he's enjoying himself. Past most of the danger. We've got a temperature scan above the mountains. Coming in on that final approach. You can see the trees and the mountaintops just past morning. Chute deployed. Adjusting the altitude just in case we get a little bit too close to the ground. Chute deployed, pulling 15 Gs. Heat shield crashing into the ground. Looking good. 19 units of electricity left. Good on food, water, and oxygen. Gonna hit that SAS module when we hit the ground. We don't want to roll around and possibly destroy those temperature sensors on the side of the pod. And contact. Oh, looks like we lost one. Hit that corner just a little bit too hard on the side of the mountain. But we're safe. Let's go ahead and get a crew or temperature scan from the mountains themselves. I'm gonna go ahead and get Jeb out. There we are. Get an EVA report from flying over the mountains, even though technically I was just standing on the pod, but hey, you know what, that's how it works. We're gonna take all the data out of the pod. I think what I was aiming for was actually those temperature units. Let's go ahead and get a surface sample and an EVA report. Got those. Let's go ahead and get the data off those thermometers. Give me that and that. That one too. And that one. Let's see what else is on this side. We got space above Kerbin, and that's pretty much it. Go ahead and get back in the pod. Yes, board anyway. I think I duplicated one of the temperature scans, and we get a crew report from the mountains themselves, and recover the vessel. After we extend the antenna, letting everyone know where we're at. Hey, we're in the mountains. And that gave us about 2,780.7 science, giving us a grand total of 3,003. Look at all that science. That's what you get for landing on 6 different biomes on Minmus in one mission. So we've got all sorts of stuff. Stuff from surface, space nearby, space high above, highlands, midlands, lowlands, flats, greater flats, and slopes. We actually got the 2 different flat areas, but they showed under the same. So we're looking at some science here. We're going to go ahead and get those barometric scanners and the seismic stuff. Looking at some of the interstellar stuff, like the refinery and those gas and liquid chromatograph that give you data on what you get. We got the larger SAS modules for the probes. We got jet engines. We've got decouplers. We've got docking stuff. We've got, well, we got gravity sensors now. We've got larger engines. And we're down to about 700 science. So we got some more RCS stuff, and we had enough science for nuclear engines, so we went ahead and got those, and a few more things on solar panels. We're going to go ahead and launch our next probe, the Space is Dangerous 3, mainly for the gravity sensors and testing out that other new stuff. Let's get this thing in the air. Full throttle. We're going to space. Popping those off. Sit back and relax, enjoy the music while we go into orbit. Unfortunately, this is where I found out that the magnetometers do not give you science. Don't know why, but they did measure the magnetic field of Kerbin, but I didn't get any science from them, unfortunately, so that was just 2 wasted parts. Getting the gravity scans is easy enough. It's just like doing our first mission where we do the EVA reports about the different biomes. And if you notice our fuel levels, they're only at about 2.5. Getting that last gravimetric report above the desert. Ready to come home? All the field, just enough to get us a 13-kilometer periapsis, since the probe is so small. And that was that mission over. Quick little run, 154 science, nothing really to be able to unlock much more. But we got it anyway. We're going to go ahead and switch to the Seagull. This was a science plane that was meant to get atmospheric data from around the Kerbal Space Center. And it was my first aircraft that I designed. She did have a case of the jitters. Surprised she didn't just fall apart while flying. actually did like to slide back and forth a little bit though. Just getting those barometric and temperature gauges and stuff like that. Pretty simple design overall. And I was just going to do a quick flight, but I was like, you know what? I can probably go to the grasslands and get all that nice science from there too. So I started up the engines again and revved up. I moved a little bit further down. Then I cut the engines again and just glided in. Though I didn't like the look of that hill, so I sped up just a bit. I found a decently flat spot up here. So I went ahead and cut my engines. I was going a little bit too fast though, so I did a loop, burn off some speed. It actually really didn't do anything, but it was fun. We went ahead and touched down nice and gentle. And got our atmospheric data. Got Jeb out, lowered that ladder. Went to go get those experiments from the back. And I was trying to get to that atmospheric sensor, but it was too high. So I had to jump back in and fold up the landing gear, pop back out again, and then grab it while I was on the ground. They were just at the right height to be able to grab all of them. So now that all the science is reset, we went ahead and got an EVA report and a ground report, or a surface sample. Popped those landing gear back up. Got a crew report, transmitted that. Loaded up those wheels, and took off again. So I think my next destination was to go for the Highlands. Just straight that way. And we burned full throttle. And this is where she got a little bit shaky. Then the engine started overheating, so I had to tone it down just a little bit. Didn't want to blow up my engine. And I wasn't even running 4 times time acceleration. She was just really jittery. I'm not the best at designing planes. I'm really not. Barrel roll for no reason. Yay. And just, oh, Highlands. There we go. Let's pop a chute. There we go. Quick stop. Nice. Touchdown. Brakes on. Checking atmospheric data. Lowering down so we can get all that science out. Apparently this counts for jumping 240 meters. But I guess just because I'm high altitude, that's how it works. Getting all the science. There we go. Gotta lower the blasted ladder. There we go. Get in that cockpit. Turn on the engine again. Move the parachute. And take off again. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, after running rockets so long, I forgot how fuel efficient these jet engines were. So the next biome we're looking for right now is the mountains, because we're still above the highlands technically. Highlands, highlands, and don't want to hit the ground. Highlands, highlands, mountains. There we go, mountains. Let's aim for that peak, if this plane will cooperate. Come on, Seagull. Come on. Come on. We want to go up there. Give me some juice. Oh, I know. We'll use the chute once we get up there. It's a short landing gear. Come on, come on. And pop. There we go. Awesome. Engine offline. We'll just go ahead and glide in nice and gentle, just like last time. Pop those landing gear down. Oh, yeah. There. Perfect. Perfect. All right, coming in. Ah, how did you... Oh, there goes my engine. And my wing. And something else. I don't know what. But Jeb is still intact. And we can still do some science. Is that? Yeah, there we go. Kerbin's Mountain. Yay. Just, well, temperature scan. We've already got that. Whatever. Crew report. Oh, I've already got that from my last landing. And the temperature scan we got from our last landing too. Alright, let's get Jeb out. Just fall down. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Get up, Jeb. Let's take a sample and an EV airport. The surface sample we can get some more science from anyway. Let's go ahead and get... Yeah, there we go. Download data. I was like, I could have sworn I got data from it. And apparently we didn't learn our lesson from last time and it's too high. And we can't lower the gear bay from out here. So let's check the other side because we had that other atmospheric sensor that survived. And nothing. Sure? Yes, nothing. Alright, we'll go back inside and we'll see if we can see what we can do. Come on. Extend ladder, thank you. Gotta wait for it to unfold and then we can, there we go. Let's get on there. Climbing up the ladder. And we'll just go ahead and recover vessel. So that mission didn't get us that much science either. About 116. Bring it up to 286, but we need at least 300 for where we are on the tech tree. So let's go ahead and launch the Trinity Mark II. This one does have gravimetric sensors built in. The launch model is the exact same. The only thing that I have added is those gravity sensors, and that is it. In hindsight, I probably should have put some seismic detectors on it, but it just didn't cross me to do that. Besides the gravimetrics, I can use a bit more as far as high above, close to, and then when I'm actually on the surface getting the gravimetric reports. Same launch profile as the Trinity Mark I. It's burning sideways at about 45 degrees, getting that apoapsis up. 76 kilometers, coasting. She likes to wobble a little bit at 4 times time acceleration, but it's alright. She'll hold together. Full throttle, and pop that stage. Look at that thing go. Into the stars. And we're going to keep that apoapsis just in front of us like last time. There we are. And my toolbar was telling me up there that it had an update available. So that stage is out just like last time. But unfortunately, it looks like you guys are going to have to wait until the next episode of Return Trajectory.